I'm going to start by asking you guys a question. Who here has ever changed a life? Raise your hand. Who here can say that they've ever saved a life? What I want to do is I want to tell you how you can use your fraternity experience to do good. Unfortunately, you all know fraternities have been in the news lately, and the media loves to think about the things that you as fraternity men and us as sorority women are not doing well. What I want to do is I want to tell you how you can leave a legacy on your campus, within your chapter, and within your community. But before we do that, let me tell you a little about who I am and what I'm doing here. My name's Carly Bergstein, and like so many of you, I was a chapter president once, looking for something for my chapter to connect to. I wanted my chapter to be something bigger than ourselves. That's when we were introduced to the Andrew McDonough Be Positive Foundation. The Be Positive Foundation honors the life of 14-year-old Andrew McDonough, star soccer player, straight-A student from Wilmington, Delaware. Andrew played 4 games of soccer on a Saturday in January, led his team to a Pennsylvania state championship. 48 hours later, he was in cardiac arrest, septic shock, and diagnosed with leukemia. His parents were told that he wouldn't live through the night. Andrew lived what his family calls 166 bonus days until ultimately passing away 8 years ago Tuesday in his then 16-year-old sister's arms. 49 kids will die this week while we're here in Las Vegas from childhood cancer. 2 classrooms full of kids will empty because childhood cancer stole their opportunity to grow up. 46 kids today, while we were here, were diagnosed with cancer. 46 sets of parents were told, your child has cancer. Or in our case, for a little girl that we work with, her parents were told again, your child has cancer, just while we were sitting here in Vegas. That's why the Be Positive Foundation has 2 main missions. We fund childhood cancer research, and we assist families financially of children with cancer nationwide. And we do that, in large part, with students just like you, and in some cases with you right here in this room. When you guys decide to get together and have events on your campuses, when you hold dance marathons and 5Ks and head shaves and spin-a-thons and stadium climbs, not only are you having events on your campuses, but you're giving people hope. You're showing families out there that you care about them. One of the greatest things that I've been able to see, in addition to all of the money raised, is even more special than that. It's the partnerships that I've been able to see with Greek students and their Be Positive heroes, children with cancer. Think about being 7 or 8 years old, and all of a sudden, you get 70 new brothers to come to your baseball games and throw birthday parties for you. I'm excited to be here with ZBT because ZBT is the Greek organization with the largest number of Be Positive heroes nationwide. And I want to introduce them to you because they're your brothers. This little guy on the screen is the youngest Be Positive hero, the youngest ZBT brother, quite arguably the cutest. Sorry, guys. Mikey's 5 years old. He's sitting in a hospital bed in New York City today. His ZBT brother was with him this morning. He texted me and said, Mikey was so sick he couldn't get out of bed, but I was really glad that I was there. Jeffrey, University of Texas, Austin. I don't know if you guys are here. Jeffrey has terminal brain cancer. The brothers at the University of Texas, Austin chapter threw him a birthday party a couple weeks ago. Jeffrey said it was the best day he's ever had. I hope I'm wrong, but I imagine that childhood cancer will steal many of Jeffrey's birthdays away from him, but your brothers gave him the best party he ever had. ZBT brother from the University of Delaware, my alma mater, brain cancer survivor. Last time I saw him, he said, hey Carly, I wrote a new rap. Do you want to hear a line? You mess with them, you mess with me. ZBT, that's my fraternity. Melvin, the newest member of the ZBT and Be Positive hero family. Melvin just graduated from the 5th grade fighting bone cancer with a prosthesis in his leg. Just recently was introduced to the chapter at Denver, spent a day at the park with them. His dad told me he's looking forward to seeing the guys again. They're going to help him with his recovery, practicing sports and things like that. And many of you might know Be Positive hero Christian. Christian was given a bid to your fraternity on November 22nd, 2013, in front of 1,200 students at New York University. Here he is getting his bid from his chapter president at the time, Kevin. Kevin said to me, before I met Christian, I could have not imagined how much he would change my life. It gave me a different outlook on life, and I think about him every day. Julian, another member of the chapter, said, Chris taught us how to care for each other. He taught us how to be there for each other, to be there as brothers, and to be better. Well, I will never forget the day that I was scrolling through the ZBT website at ZBT NYU's website, and their composite picture comes up, Active Brothers. And right there on the left hand is Christian's picture. And I remember thinking, how awesome is that they put Christian on their composite? But then I remember thinking, of course they put Christian on their composite. Christian is their brother, and they put their brothers on their composite. 10 days 10 days after Christian was given a bid to ZBT in front of 1,200 students at New York University, Christian took his last breath. I'll never forget the social worker from the hospital called me and said, "You got to get these guys out of here. I don't want them to see this." And I called them and I said, "Guys, I know you're trying to be there for Christian and trying to be there for his mom, but you have to go." They said, "We're not going. We won't leave our brother behind." And they sat with him through his very last breath. At Christian's wake, his mom came up to me and said, "Christian was never guaranteed quantity of life. He fought childhood cancer for 5 years, but the ZBT brothers gave him something that she never could, and that was a certain quality." Jeffrey, Caden, Mikey, Melvin, Christian. These are just 5 of the thousands of kids fighting childhood cancer and the thousands of kids shining down from heaven. But these are the lucky ones because they have you as their brothers. These numbers up here, they represent amazing things. Childhood cancer research funded that is actually saving lives. Families that are being helped. But they also represent hope. They represent the opportunity that you guys are giving to families to get through the day, to have a little bit more strength, to not worry that their rent or their mortgage is being paid so they could focus on their child. We have families that write into us and say, "Thank you for showing us that someone out there cares about us." You are using your brotherhood experience and your ZBT experience to do that for so many others. I started this presentation and I said to you, who here has ever changed a life? And who here has ever saved a life? And I'm going to end by asking you, are you ready to change a life? And are you ready to save a life? Thank you for your time, and more importantly, for those of you involved, thank you for all that you do for our kids.